What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Barely Bushy podcast. Always a great time to have people on, and we got another YouTuber with me. Joining me today is Omma. He's got 324,000 subscribers and counting on YouTube. His most popular video has over 2.5 million views. His channel as a whole has 22 million views, and again, on the rise. I just want to thank Omma for being here. Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, of course, man. Happy to be here.
And so, typically this is how I started off. Just tell us
Right.
a bit like who you are and what it is you do. Obviously, YouTube, but that's a very broad theme. So, kind of what is it that
Right.
you do with the YouTube thing?
So my name is Kai. I'm 18. Obviously, out of YouTube under the Omma channel, and generally, it's really just messing with people, whether it be people on Discord, predators, things along those lines. Generally, that on Discord and on Megal are the main focuses of what I do, and I've done that for about almost 2 years now. Damn, that's a long time.
2 years,
Yeah.
and you're only 18. So, that's That's impressive because I mean, to put yourself out there on YouTube at 16 has got to be like a little nerve wracking because you're young and you're like, I got to go for it. But for you at 16, how did you sort of get into YouTube? Like, what drew you to? I want to make videos, edit them, upload. Like, what was it? I guess the origin of the Oma channel.
I've been doing YouTube since I was like 9. I probably have like 10 other channels out there. I don't know. I used to watch a lot of YouTube
No,
when I was little, and it drew me in. Like it just interested me immediately. And I was interested in me the rest of my life, and probably will continue to do so. So I've been doing it since then. But in terms of Oma, it really started more so in COVID when obviously everyone was at home, nothing was going on. I was towards the end of my junior year, and I had no like life plans really besides YouTube. And it's kind of getting to the point where I was like, okay, if I want it to work, I have to actually like put in the work now because I can't work at Walmart, so I'm 40. So that's kind of where it started mainly.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's the whole, like, I mean, I've talked to other guys about it. It's one of those things where if you want to do YouTube, it can't just be I'm going to sit down, talk for 10 minutes and like make a living. Like there's more to it. You have to put a lot of effort
No.
into that and think about your things and doing your editing. And was there anybody for you like YouTuber wise that you watched beforehand, or was there someone that you were like, "Oh, like this guy's really cool and this is kind of what got me into it?" Or I mean, even now, is there anybody that you kind of pull different parts or inspirations or editing from, or is it kind of like
So
you're
like
your own thing?
watching or content wise, because I feel like that's a little different.
Yeah, I guess content wise, and then watching like where you pull your from, but then who you like the most.
Um, Content wise, I don't know. I really liked Quackity's editing, like just like crazy over the top like editing. I really like that. So that's kind of what pushed me more for the way I edit my videos. And then the Predator was a little more inspired by dude named Quibbit. So those are the two main inspirations for like the Oma channel. But yeah, and then watching wise, I watched a lot of like Minecraft YouTubers when I was younger. So like Captain Sparkles, Drum Set, people like that.
Hey, shout out to them. Hopefully they'll
Yeah,
watch it and then they'll bring you on talk to you. But
messaging
no,
me.
no, that's cool. So you brought it up obviously multiple times already because it's kind of been like your focus. Obviously, you do a couple different things, but like I would say you're known for the whole predator thing. So
Right.
I like the question that I feel like everybody always wants to ask people that do what you do is like how? Like how did the idea of catching predators on Omegle, Discord, etc. Like where did that blossom from?
So for Discord, I think this was really on my channel. Took off. So I had a channel before this on my channel. It was another on my channel in 2020 that got terminated towards the end of 2020. But so that came about in May 2020, and it was literally just I was doing Discord content at the time still. So like the more trolling stuff, and then I got a video recommended. I was just catching predators on Discord, and it's from a dude named Quibbit, and I clicked it, and the editing it was great. I really liked it. I thought it was cool as hell. It inspired me, and I was like, I mean, it's Discord related, something I could do easily. So I kind of just ripped it off. To be honest, that's what I did. I just ripped it off because I thought it was cool, and I tried to replicate it to the best of my ability, and that's what really took the channel off. And then obviously I started doing Discord content, so it kind of fit in with everything else I was doing, and that's where
Yeah,
it started really.
You know, that's cool. And I mean, hey, listen, like, everybody rips off
Oh
something, but
yeah.
but like, I mean, it's worked for you. It's not like you've been doing this stuff and you're getting like 20 views. Cause then eventually, if that was still the case, still be a little weird because you're catching people and 10 people are watching it. But I'm sort of curious because I don't know if many people know how, but like, how do you get connected to dudes who are like 60 years old in like Scotland or like where does that part of it play in?
The majority of it comes from like Omegle, like the tech section is where I get a lot of them.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where, though. I mean, there are ones like Discord, like dating servers, will message me like that. But the weird ones are always on Omegle. That's where I go primarily, and then they add me from there, and then that's content.
And there you go. I'm sure that it is not hard, especially depending on the time of day for you to real guys, I guess, real
Oh
people
no, no,
in.
no! You go on like 10 p.m. It's very quick, easy. It's more hard to get them in a call and get like usable footage out of it, but
Mhm.
it's pretty easy to get them.
Yeah, no, and I mean your videos, I guess you say in a 20-minute video, you have, I would say, probably somewhere between like 6 to 8 dudes in a 20-minute video. Obviously, there's editing, and I'm sure that there's some conversations that go on that you don't put the videos because it'd be a lot longer.
Right.
But I mean, like you said, it's not the hardest thing in the world to get someone to want to talk to you. I'm sure all you have to do is
No.
say, like, I'm 15 and female, and there you go. There
Oh
you
yeah,
got
they
your
flock
content right
over.
there,
Right.
which is also, a little scary to think about at the same time that it's that easy and you
Yes.
are able that you're, able to make a whole channel and probably as long as you would want to do it, like could make videos about it. Like I don't
I
think
mean,
there's
there've
ever gonna be a
been
shortage.
videos about going on about it for like 10 years. I'm sure it'll be relevant for, I mean, it'll always be problems. So I don't see there will always be content out of it.
Mhm. And now for people who don't know much of the channel or haven't seen it, Oma's also done a live catch with a YouTuber named Skeeter Gene. So I'm curious if you can tell me, first of all, how that came about, and then how that felt in that process. Because I would like, I can only think that it's one thing to be behind the screen, but then to confront someone, even though like you're catching someone who's done something they shouldn't have, and you've got Skeeter Gene, you got cameras, you're in a public place, so it's not like anything can go down real serious. But there's still got to be that gut feeling or those butterflies of like, oh, I'm about to approach someone, and it's probably going to be uncomfortable at first. So how did your connection with him come about, and how did that catch sort of go down?
So I was doing the catching predator on Discord video, and then I got an ad from someone who happened to be like an hour from me. So I was like, oh, like let's see if I can like make some IRL stuff happen because I'd seen a lot of that. And then so I was trying to see if he was down to meet up. I've tried a couple times, never worked out. So I didn't expect anything to come of it, but he was very down very quickly. And I'm a smaller dude, and so I was kind of like, I don't know. This could go either way. I'm not very intimidating person. Like I'm sure I'm pretty skinny. I have some boxing experience, but obviously you're not gonna like looking at me. So I was like, okay, maybe I don't go like alone. So I got a big friend to go with me as like the main like, camera guy. And then I've been watching Skeeter for like a month or two at that point already. And he's also from Michigan. So I'm like, let me just like shoot him a message because he's not super big on Instagram. Let me just see if he'd be like down to like join.
Yeah.
And he was. So I had the Predator meet over by Skeeter. Skeeter was down. He was really cool. He's like, yeah, just let me know where, when I'll be there. I went out, bought a camera. I bought a $3,000 camera for the video. I've only used it one time for that video. So
Dang.
yeah, and then so we set it up, got there, and I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't nervous at all. Like for some reason, you'd think I would be. I was more nervous,
Yeah,
if
I would
anything,
think so.
to meet Skeeter and like talk to him because I've been watching his stuff than like actually like meeting the Predator. Because for me at least, I have a lot of dudes around me, some public, he said, and I have enough experience having the tough conversation that needs to be had.
Mhm.
So to me, it's not like super different in person, especially when you know like the person you're talking to is generally in a very vulnerable state because you're exposing something very dark that they do. So a lot of times it'll catch them off guard and make them very uncomfortable. Which yeah, you can have some like crazy reactions, but generally they'll back down. So I wasn't nervous at all. And then obviously, uh, the video panned out well, went up, did pretty well, I think. And then yeah, that's pretty much how it happened. I've seen a few down to hop in, and he was, and then went from there.
Yeah, I mean that's something that I've learned even with this show is it's like the worst that can happen is they can say no. Like I've had like
Right.
I'm like you said you've seen a couple other of the YouTubers on like the worst they could say is nah I don't have time, but it's always no unless you ask. So worst case scenario
Right.
is a
So
no,
there's
but
no response. I didn't think it hurt. And he
yeah.
seemed like a chill dude, and he was. So yeah, it was a cool experience.
And now you got entertaining content out there. You got a good video and you get double exposure because you got your channel and his channel. So people,
Right.
cross subscribers, you get people from both subscribing to the other guy, which is always
Yeah.
a plus when you have someone working alongside you. And this is sort of a question that I don't know how much you can or can't answer it because of legal reasons, but when that stuff happens, specifically the live catch, is it more of a like you're teaching them a lesson or is there actual like legal stuff involved? Obviously, what they're doing is illegal and it's on camera, so someone is bound to
Right.
see it. But when you're there, I don't know how much you're allowed to actually say if you can say everything, but like how much when you're there is it legal trouble?
So I have like a at first it was more like nothing. It was more just exposure, interest, content. Because I was 16 when I started this, so it was more for the entertainment aspect for a while. Because obviously, I was a minor, I was new to it, didn't really know what I was doing. I just thought it was entertaining. But
Plus, as a minor, it,
about
it could have literally been illegal if like
yeah,
they
well, exactly. So either way, no matter how you look at it, there's some minor involved. Even though
yeah.
I definitely shouldn't have been doing it at the age that I was, but it's whatever. And I don't condone others doing it. So about it, like I would say, beginning of this year, really. Yeah, it was the beginning of this year because of something that happened within a video that will probably come up later. I started working with a personal like detective that I can just forward everything over to generally. So in quick instances like on Mego where it's a quick skip, there's generally not a lot that can be like done about that. But for the more in detailed ones, yeah, I can generally have shit happen. And I've had a couple people to be arrested. Most of it, which is interesting to me, is most of the people who I have shit happen to don't even end up in video. It's just because it's like so much going on that I can't really construct it to a single video.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So there are generally legal ramifications, and there was for him, thankfully.
Oh, I mean that's nice to know that there is to an extent when you can do something that you do something about it.
Right.
It's not just for the content because people can do all sorts of things just for the content, but then when something serious needs to happen off camera, they don't. But there's also, you can't like I said earlier, you can't really do much about a dude who's living overseas.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to call like I don't know the president of Finland or whatever and say, "Hey, call this guy." Like, what are they going to do?
Yeah. That's the harder thing is when you're out of the country. There's pretty much nothing I can do.
Yeah, yeah, and I've seen some of the stuff like to know that you're committed because when you see the chat logs, sometimes they'll say like 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, yo, this dude is like when I watch it, I'm like, man, this guy is like stayed up and or chose to wake up super early
Oh yeah.
to do
Yeah.
this. So
That's
like
when they're all
that's
on.
yeah, that shows a commitment. You're not gonna. I mean, you probably could, but you're not gonna catch someone at 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
I've tried. They're all at work. They're unavailable. Like they're all just doing like on the side. So it's kind of hard. So it's like, okay. Generally, I go from like 10 p.m. to like 5 a.m. if I'm trying to crank shit out.
Yeah, yeah. And I've seen you also work with a couple of your friends, which I forget his name, but the one dude with the beard, it's like
Jacob.
incredible. Yeah, his is that his voice, like his voice acting that he sometimes does. It's like is scary good with how accurate it sounds as to a female.
Oh yeah, he is a very good girl voice, despite his hillbilly like appearance. Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, it's pure entertainment because imagine being that dude and you hear that voice and the camera pans and it's a dude with the
Yeah, it's a
glasses.
40-year-old looking man, the full beard.
Exactly. And so there's another thing that you've done also that I've seen multiple people do, and I have no idea how it does, and that involves Omegle. When you have your friend, and she's like poses as a 13-year-old, but then it kind of fades into you saying, "Hey, man, like, what are you doing?"
Right.
How does that work through Omegle as like a filter? Because that's stuff that I see pretty often, and when I watch it, I'm like that. It's not something that I would do, but that looks really cool. The fact that you can cross fade different screens on
It's just
Omegle.
like virtual cameras, OBS. So I'll have two of those open. I have one for the stranger and one for the friend, and then I put it so it basically the camera that the other people are seeing or a portion of my screen. So I have that portion of the screen being her Omegle, but then I can also throw myself over it, which is what I do. So then it'll just like, yeah, that's basically the easiest way I can explain it.
Yeah, makes sense. And it isn't making your videos, you make it look flawless. Like when you watch it, it looks like a very simple thing, but I know it's not because I've spent upwards of like 10 hours editing videos. So I know it's not as easy as it looks. So I would imagine the same for you, that when you put out the final product, it's like, oh, this looks like it didn't take long, but you probably have hours of footage for 15-minute videos. So is that still reign true with you, that
Oh yeah,
people need to know that this isn't just you doing a talk to text and uploading a video?
I spend between 20 and 30 hours per video. Yeah, depending on what it is.
See, that's the commitment right there. That if you want to do YouTube, you got to be willing to put in the ridiculous amount of hours. It is a full-time job, which is also why they're willing to pay people for views, because they realize that there's a lot of work that goes into that. And
Right.
you had, I mean, this is more, I think this was literally this morning. You had a song that was recently restricted. Is that right?
Oh, so yeah. I use a little teaser song in my intro, and apparently for some reason it got claimed. It's a leaked song, so it's not official. And I've been using it for over like 2 years now, basically. And just today, for some reason, got claimed. So thankfully, it's not on older videos, but it was on this video, so I don't make any money from the video I put up, and I don't make money from most of my videos.
Oh, really? I didn't know. I thought that this was like sort of like the thing. Like, I mean,
Oh
yeah,
no. I wish it was. I wish it was, but it's and that's not. Every single Predator video is monetized. Every single one.
really. Is that why? What is the reasoning behind that?
It's just considered like controversial, like or hard hitting like subjects by YouTube's policies. So yeah, they're all monetized.
It's a real shame, because the work that you're doing is legitimately good work and exposing people. And I mean, I guess I haven't read all of their guidelines, so I'm sure that it does violate something. But you got to think that you're grabbing at hairs there about what you're putting out there, because it is good stuff, and it's not like you're intentionally throwing all these logos and music out there and like, hey, look at my videos, demonetize it. You're just doing your thing,
But
which,
yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. I'm making it.
yeah. All right. So the video, obviously, when we're recording this, you can't see it, but above you is going to be your YouTube header, which is typically how I do it with the YouTubers. And for people who, for whatever reason, wouldn't know the one character that is on your header, and that's Paul Blart, who also seems to be the center of your, this guy's going to lock you up and catch you and do whatever. I just got to ask where that love came from, because my brother can probably quote that movie line for line all the way through. And like, I know a decent amount of it because we watch it for whatever reason. It's like our now like Christmas Eve tradition where we watch Paul Blart. Don't know why,
Uh,
but where on earth did that come from? Because it's a hilarious bit that you have.
Sounds like a great tradition, man. I kind of said it's like a profile picture and like 2019, 2018, I think it was. And then it's kind of was like a little thing that I enjoy because my favorite movie. Uh, so it's just kind of like a smaller thing. It's up until I started doing the more Predator shit. I'm like, okay, I like this. It's entertaining. And then Paul Blart is kind of like a mall cop. It kind of ties in with the Predator shit. So I made it more of a bigger thing or like bigger part of my like mall cop is a part of my brand. But there is a genuine, obviously, like love there for the character and all that. So I mean, it's a little exaggerated at points, but that's kind of what it is. More stemmed from it being something I really liked, and it kind of tied with what I was doing,
Yeah,
and I made it a thing.
it does make sense, like you said too. So it's cool that your, I guess, love affair for Paul Blart fit into what it is
Right?
that you want to do, and you're able
Yeah.
to make that really work. Man, I had another thing that I was going to bring up about that, completely slipped my mind. Dang, I don't even know what it was. I wish you
Like,
could meet him in. I wish you could meet him in person. It'd
yeah,
be
one
really.
day.
I mean, hey, he does tours. He does comedy tours. So if he comes to Michigan.
I mean, the main like I would say three people involved, like bigger people on my channel. I've at least interacted with two of them. So he's the last one I got knocked down.
Wait, who are the others?
Chris Hansen and then Lil TJ.
Oh, you've actually interacted with both of them before.
Yeah, yeah, they both follow me now.
That's nice to have people like that follow you, especially
Oh
when
yeah,
it's cool. Also, I mean, I don't know how often you actually interact with them, but it's so cool when you have people like that that you love what they do or their content or whatever, and then it sort of turns into a friendship. For instance, me and Professor, I loved his videos and was watching them, but now we're good friends, and it's funny to look back and be like, this is a guy that a year ago I was just watching videos and laughing, and now like we can just have a normal conversation, which is awesome to see. So I don't know, how often you guys communicate, but that's got to be cool
bro.
to look back and say, and this is a guy that I looked up to an extent, and now we're chilling.
Yeah, it's a very cool, very surreal. It's been crazy, man. I'm very grateful to be in the position I'm in, and I don't know. I'm sure they're normal people, but I don't have insane interactions with either of them. But well, Chris will answer me if I text him, but obviously I know he's a busy dude, got going on, so I don't really hit him up unless it's like important. But
Yeah, you,
yeah,
you want to be respectful of that, which makes
right.
which makes sense. And he tell you how he came across your stuff or how you guys connected? Because when it comes to obviously predator catching, like he is the guy. So it's awesome that you were
Bruh,
able to connect because he's the dude that everyone knows nationwide and is kind of made that whole
like the
predator
face of
catching,
it.
yeah, popular. Yeah.
I literally just spammed it on Twitter, bro. Like I said I was on a stream. I said, y'all go crazy. Let's see what we can do. Maybe he'll block me because he thinks I'm annoying. But like to see, like that's what I'll do on streams. Like bigger people, I like or enjoy. I'll be like, okay, we got 1,000 people in here. Everyone go on Twitter at this dude right now. Tell him like to hit me up or some. And it generally has worked. It's how I got. He's the first person I ever did that to actually. And then I think literally 5 minutes. Didn't pan out immediately. Like 5 minutes after I ended the stream, he followed me back, and then I refired up. I was like, "Yo, it worked. I love y'all." All that shit. And then I messaged him later that night, and then worked out.
Yeah, and there you go. And sometimes a spam isn't the worst idea in the world because a lot of times people who are popular or doing their things or they're very busy, they won't see that you spam them. They'll like, maybe look down and eventually get that one message that you sent out. I've been on streamers
But
before where I've commented 10, 15 times to get noticed and they won't acknowledge my comment. And then they acknowledge one. It's like, oh, they just saw the one thing that you put out and not the thousand beforehand that he did. And you is your channel a one man show? Like you do your recording, you do your editing, you're uploading. Is it just you, or is there anybody that
it
helps you in the
is
editing realm?
pretty much just me. I've tried to have work with editors, like a couple. I would say three or four of my videos that are up on the channel still have been edited by someone else, but never really. I have a very high standard, and a lot of people kind of I don't know. I just don't enjoy when it's not me because I want it done the way I want it done. And then a lot of people can't kind of meet my standard. Not that they're bad editors by any means, but it's a lot of work, and I don't blame them for thinking it's annoying or tedious to do. So yeah, it's pretty much a one man show. I edit most of my own. Like I was up, I'm on an hour of sleep right now because I was up to 11 a.m. right till I uploaded that video today to get it out.
That's the sort of the common theme that I've heard with the YouTubers I've talked to is it's cool to have an editor, but when you watch a video that someone else has done and someone like your fans, you know what exactly they want to see, like the comedic marks that you want to hit, the different emphasis on certain scenes or chat logs that your fans will want to do that editors might just do a generic, I guess, template of editing or
But
whatever like that. And okay, I mean this in like a nice way because I don't want to come off as rude because I could see someone listening and be like, "Oh, he's being rude, coming off as a mean guy," but I don't mean it in that way. And that's sort of your, I guess, monotone chill voice as compared to a lot of other YouTubers where it's screaming and yelling and being as loud as you can to get notices, and you kind of got that monotone, like relaxed.
like how I'm talking right now, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And is that like again? I mean this in a nice way.
Oh no, you're good.
Is that literally you, or is that more for the content?
It's I would say this is like, generally me like chill, nothing. But when I get like excited, you'll see it in videos. My voice will get very high. I'll get very like energized into it. So yeah, this is like when I'm like relaxed, but then it's very easy to tell like when I'm not. So yeah, I'd say it's me. But obviously I'm not always gonna be monotonic. Like I'm sure
Yeah,
you can see videos. I get into shit, so. But yeah, that's me.
I mean, I would hope that you're getting into it because it's something that you do and that you love and you have the passion for, and it doesn't feel like a job, at least for most of the parts. Like for me, when I go back to edit these podcasts, and then my someone canceled me last week, and so I decided to do a horror VR video just because those seem to be popular, and it takes hours and hours to edit, but I don't see it, and I've heard other people a lot of times they don't see it as, super stressful because there's a joy in doing it. Like it's a fun to sit down and edit and post different things, and you got like these different characters that slowly come across your screen and flip, and they're kind of hilarious to see come across when you're having those conversations. And
Right.
are those things that you drew yourself, or are those just images
Dude,
that you
there's
found?
random PNGs I find, man. Anything I can find, I was like, oh, that looks like a fit. It looks cool, funny. Download, then throw it on. I'm not artistic at all. Like I can't use Photoshop at all. So it's yeah, no, not me. I've thought about commissioning someone to like draw like 10 or 15 for me and
Mhm.
then use those. But yeah, no, those are all just like random PNGs anyone can find on the internet.
And is YouTube great? I'm gonna listen back and be so mad that I think I started off every cut to me with and. But anyway, we're not gonna talk about that.
It's all
For
good.
for you and your channel and YouTube, is the goal for this to be eventually your videos can be more monetized and grow in the channel, or is YouTube something that you love to do but you're pursuing something else in the big grand scheme of things?
I'd say it's a mix. I'd say usually it's definitely like the dream, the goal, but I'm not really chasing the monetization aspect. There
Mm.
are people who script for their videos. I'll name drop someone who does Bolty. He does what I do, but he scripts it, and it's a very all very clearly fake. But he scripts it in a way where he can still be monetized. So I mean, there are ways to monetize. I just like I don't know. I'm not gonna fake anything. I'm not gonna dilute or water down anything
Yeah.
just to make some money off of it.
That makes sense because you want it to be real, and some people are very good, and it's tough to tell when it's real and when it's fake. But like you said, deep down, you know whether or not it's real or fake, and you want it to be real. You're 18, so you got time to figure out whatever. So does that mean that 18? Did you just graduate high school, or are you entering senior year?
I graduated a year ago, so I've been doing this full time for like a year.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I graduated at 17.
Oh, you graduated. Oh, so you're like you're
Yeah,
a smart dude.
I was ahead. Yeah. So
Were you in the like gifted program?
no, I wish. No, watch a couple videos, you'll know I'm not in a gifted program. I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, graduating 17 is, I mean, I would say that I still haven't graduated high school in terms of intelligence and the way
Yeah.
that I act,
They gave me a diploma, so I'll take it.
but in this day and age in this world, you need that piece of paper to make money, like literally anywhere.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
is there any future collaborations or people that you're trying to work with to get more content and exposure for your channel? Because by no means is 325,000. That's a lot of people to subscribe to you. I know some people could look at other YouTubers and say, "Oh, he hasn't hit a half mil or mil, whatever." I don't care. 325,000 people wanting to watch your stuff is an impressive number, regardless of what it is.
But not really. It's like I've kind of made the friends. I'll say YouTube friends because I wouldn't consider myself friends with any of the people I've like had videos with. I mean, well, maybe one, but one or two. Work friends is I think is a better term, but not anyone who I've really wanted to generally make a video with. I have or I have people who like I'm willing to. And if it happens, it happens. I don't want to like force anything. But if something comes up, I'll happily do anything. Really anyone. But I'd say like Isaac Ronsoft, really, they're bigger Discord YouTubers I've watched since before I did this, and I've hit them up before. I've been I won't say ignored because who knows if they've even seen it, but yeah, those are the only people I would really say that I haven't yet that I'd like to. But yeah, that's really it.
All right, well, I'll tag them in the comments and try to get them to notice,
Appreciate it, man.
try to notice what's going on. Anything to help anybody at this point. I mean, I'm a channel of what I think when this will be uploaded, 86 subscribers. But to me, like my mindset is that's 86 more people that are seeing my stuff than if I didn't post stuff. Like
Right.
I think my average viewership, except for my subtrist episode, is close to 1,000 views. But besides that, everything else is like 50s or 60s. And to me, that's cool. I think it's awesome that anybody would want to sit down and watch me talk or do something. But
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
some
sure.
people would look at it and say, "Oh, we need to hit 1,000." Like, look, that
Who
gets over time.
cares?
It takes time to build,
Mm.
but your channel and yours seems more similar to Subtrist in the fact that it grew, I would say, quickly, right? I mean, it's not like you've been there forever. For instance, Professor has been doing YouTube for over 10 years, and he said it didn't take until nearly COVID for it to grow. But Subtrist said that it's really only during COVID did he get the numbers that he has. And your channel is not super old. So was there like a first upload spike, or did it take a couple videos to get to that number?
So on the first like Oma channel, I would say it was more of a gradual growth. On this one, I went from I'd say like 1K to 100K in like 2 months. So I was very, very fast on this one, but I would say I'm kind of glad my other one got because I learned from it. So I knew more to capitalize on it this time around. So when I got that spike, like last time I went from 1K to 10K in about a month. This time I made it like 30 or 40K in a month because I was ready for it more so. I knew like, hey, I'm back. I'm like in the spotlight again. Let me not fuck it up. I know what to do. I'm all ready. So yeah, I would say if this one is a lot more of a spike.
And what do you attribute that to? Is it just the constant uploading, or is it certain tags in the videos, or the titles, or the content itself? Like what do you attribute to that? Because some people can make videos for 5 years and gain 100 subscribers in 5 years. So there's obviously something that's different in like a you or a Subtrist channel that really makes it spike in a short amount of time. Like what do you see as that key, I guess, factor to that?
I mean, obviously luck is always gonna be a factor for that initial bump, but I would just say the content and I guess being ready for it. I don't know. I can really give you a great answer. I would say the content and then like knowing what to do with it. And I would say more so keeping it real with yourself. If you know something you can do better, when you add on, then yeah, keep improving. I mean, the guys who don't generally blow up for what 5+ years, they don't really change their content or improve their videos necessarily. They just keep being consistent, which is good. But I mean, if it's not working, you gotta guys, hey, this isn't working. I gotta accept it up or change something.
Yeah, that's the funny part that I've found, not just with guys I've talked to, but just looking at people's channel. Is if you scroll it from like old to new, it's like all their stuff was like Call of Duty and then Fortnite, and then people started to disperse and do their own thing. But they really were on that gaming trend, specifically the most popular games. And I know some people say that they blow up first from streaming like on Twitch than they do on YouTube, which I don't even know how, like, I could not tell you how to properly stream on Twitch. I don't know if that's something that you do often, but
No.
for me, like, I think I tried it one time and it was so bad. Like I don't even know what to do, how to start that off right.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone live for your Predator stuff on your channel or Omega? Like, do you ever
Oh
go
yeah.
live?
I do live like Predator stuff. I wouldn't say like often, but once or twice a month here. And then when I'm bored, I'm like, let's just fire up. Like I just did a stream the other day on my YouTube, like doing the Predator stuff live. And I hit 2,400 viewers, which is a new like high. So yeah, if I do it not like scheduled, but just when I'm bored, fire up,
Yeah.
fun.
But at the same time, you got to be careful with live streaming on,
Oh,
especially
dude.
that, because
Yeah.
you can get in some serious trouble if you're not, making sure that, I guess, I don't know if there's a delay or how that works, but you got to be careful.
I would say about the 10 streams I've done of that, I've had to delete about seven because somehow a dick slipped in. So yeah. Anyone who thinks it's fake, I think those are more than evident enough to showcase that it's real. I'm not trying to risk my channel to prove anything like that. It's just I can't catch it all,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, you're doing work out there and you're doing, what you can. Do you see yourself doing any more IRL content, or do you like more keeping it to the Discord / Omegle
Oh no,
stuff?
I got more planned with Skeeter. We've been trying to do it for a while again, but it just hasn't like worked out. Which to be fair, I haven't really put a lot of effort into, but I'm going to start. So expect a new thing with me and Skeeter in like a month.
Oh, I will definitely keep an eye out for that, and everyone else who's listening should too. But I've learned and seen, at least from watching your videos and his videos, that this stuff can take a while. Sometimes he'll post a video and saying, "Oh, I was talking to so and so for 6 months." So
Oh yeah, some dudes they take a while to come around
yeah,
sometimes.
there's a
That's a
timeline, so
process.
he can't necessarily post weekly videos because it's one thing for you to catch someone or talk to someone on Discord, but it's another to get someone to agree to meet up in a public place.
Yeah, I know he's been having trouble with finding people in our area or in like Michigan in general. So I know he just went to Indiana literally just like for a couple of days just to catch guys. And I think it worked out really well for him, from what I understand. But yeah, it definitely is a process.
He's got cool merch too. I like the whole play on the Predator pasta thing.
Yeah.
It's a cool concept. You looking at making would you ever make anything for your channel merch wise, or is it not something that's really in your realm?
I have merch. It's next to my car right now, but I just haven't like I don't know. I'm waiting for a good time to drop it. I just want to make sure it's like everything's in line when I do, you know. But no, I've had it for like months now. I just haven't done anything with it, but I will.
So at some point in the near future, people can expect to be able to
Yeah,
buy
yeah, yeah.
stuff.
Probably a month or two is the aim. Like for
Ah,
holidays.
oh, smart
Yeah,
Christmas gifts, all that stuff. Maybe in time for
yeah,
Thanksgiving. Who knows?
yeah. So it's still it's been next couple months, hopefully.
That's awesome. And it's cool for you to be able to experience this at 18 because you think about if you were to continue doing this, where you've gone I guess the first 9 or 10 years to thinking about where it could be if you consistently did this 10 years from now, which
But
is weird to think, at 18, what am I going to be like at 28? Hopefully,
yeah,
hopefully you're a
I
little
can't even
different.
fathom 21, man. I don't know. Playing it by ear.
Hopefully you're a little different and change a little bit in 10 years.
I would
But
hope so.
maybe the technology is different 10 years. Maybe you can have some sort of hologram Omegle version and you catch people that way. Who knows?
Automated. Chop, chop, chop.
I'm excited for the future and for what you got going on. And yeah, is there anything else for people who would be listening to this that you want to give a shout out to anybody else or anything like that, or what people can expect from you besides the merch in the near future?
Shout out to the Barely Bushy podcast. That's all I gotta say.
There you go. We're
Subscribe, like, all that stuff.
we're keeping it going and trying to consistently put stuff out unless people decide to not want to do it last minute. But then that's where you improvise and you make different videos and try to be consistent with it. And that's just the way of life. You got to be able to adapt to certain things.
Work around
I'm
it, yeah.
I'm really thankful for Oma being here. I was not aware of the 1 hour sleep, so now I kind of feel a little bad because that
Oh
man was
no, no, you're good. I'll survive. I'm doing another video in like an hour, and then after that, I'm going out to like 2 a.m. So I'm pushing through. I gotta.
off of one, so like 1 hour sleep in like 48 hours.
Yeah, pretty much. It's bad. My sleep schedule's horrendous. Especially the times I like wake up at the or be up at to catch pedos. It's bad.
Yeah, I respect the grind though. The hustle's there and the willingness. Because if this isn't something that you love, there's not a chance that you would do any of it. So it
No.
shows your commitment and that you want to keep putting out content. But best of luck to you deciding to go out off of 1 hour of sleep. I got respect for that because I would definitely crash before then.
I thought I was going to. So no, I'm good.
And I always enjoy this. Always enjoy having people on. And if anybody is listening or sees it promoted anywhere, literally, you can DM me at Butchie Blue Cheese. And we're not going to talk about the name. I know it's like a super weird name. It's old, but literally just tell me, hey, this is what I do. Can I talk about it? And chances are, I'm going to say yes because I want to have every kind of person on here talking about literally every other thing. But talking to YouTubers, there's just something different about it. I love talking to YouTubers about how they got their start. Everybody is doing different things. They got different starts. And it's awesome to be able to talk to people about their lives. And 9.9 out of 10 times, people are going to want to talk about themselves. So might as well give them a platform to do it. I mean, why
Right.
not?
Oh,
So
yeah.
that works. But I'll let Oma go here because this man's got a lot on his plate. I was happy that we were able to nail down a time here. And again, best of luck to him on the content, on the 1 hour of sleep in 48 hours and then having fun with it. And thank you guys again for giving this a listen. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the post notifications because I'm trying to do weekly content. I'm trying to figure out the best time to upload stuff. I've seen different times on different websites. So the uploads at midnight on Friday may be changing as early as this week. So I don't
Saturday,
know.
11 a.m.
Is that the time?
It's the peak time. Saturday, 11.
Oh, then there you go. I will most likely then drop this episode Saturday at 11 a.m. But of course, it'll already be dropped. So this is kind of a pointless time announcement, but I don't care.
Right.
You're already listening to the content and you're here, and I appreciate that. But thanks again for giving a listen. Thanks again to Omar for his time, and we will see you next week.